Many times I get bored, especially on the weekends. You know, some of you get bored. It's a thing that happens with people when they don't have enough to do, I guess. But I get a little bit bored on the weekend looking at my fucking dog and her face. She wants me to throw the ball for her. You know, I can only throw the ball so much. It's you get tired of that. You can't just throw it for fucking hours. I mean, you could, but she's got an endless supply of energy. She's a Belgian Malinois, and she just doesn't stop. And she looks at you like, hey, what's the next thing you're going to do? So the next thing I'm going to do with her is usually, you know, I wake up on the weekends and I get my shit together eventually after I drink a massive amount of caffeine because I feel like I'm dying half the day. I get my shit together, get my hiking shoes. I get a little backpack with some medical supplies for in case I fall down a fucking cliff. Because if you've ever been to Arkansas or seen any pictures that I posted or I've been there, it's like these fucking hills you climb off and sheer faces drop off into fucking oblivion and then you can fucking die. So in case I like roll an ankle or something like that or just rip my skin completely open from a fucking warthog attack, you know, I got medical supplies for that. Which honestly, like out in the woods, hasn't been that dangerous to me, other than a few bees. And it's been in the house where I've been washing fucking knives and slicing my finger open, and now it's pretty much disabled. I can only do this. My finger only works half the time. So here's an idea. If you cut yourself with a fucking a super sharp Ginsu knife, you know, go get stitches if it's bleeding for fucking 4 hours. Consult your doctor if your finger is bleeding for 4 or more hours. And you know, like my finger doesn't work. It's fucking stupid. I can't, you know, it's all crooked and shit. You know, try to keep yourself healthy. Get real fucking healthy. You're a healthy boy. So, you know, I go on hikes. I've been going on a lot of fucking hikes, and I'm venturing all over the state because it's not a big state, but I'm trying to hit everything here. On the weekends, I go, you know, skydiving from time to time. I try to go every weekend because that's my jam. But I also, because you can't fucking skydive all the time. Because honestly, for me, like if I jump a shit ton on one weekend, I get bored of it. As weird as it thinks for the non-jumpers, but for the people that jump or skydive, I think you know what I mean. Like you jump a bunch on one day and then go back the next day, and while it's fun, it just kind of, it's like anything, it gets old. So. So I've been hiking a lot. I've been getting out there in the trails, and you know, just so happens I found this one that was 8 something miles. I looked on, you know, I got a website I go to. I think it's Arkansas Trail Finder or something like that, and you can basically go like, what's within this certain distance? What are the hikes? What are the distance? How hard is it? All that good stuff. And so I like to, if I'm doing like a workout, you know, which I kind of have been treating it like that because I haven't been to the gym that much, especially with my fucking finger. It's been fucked up so badly that I don't even want to touch a weight. Like right now, it fucking hurts. But and this has been like 2 fucking weeks. But anyway, so I've been using the trail as a means of working out. Well, I can't go to the gym right now. I mean, I can, but it's not really in my fucking, you know, I'm not really interested in going there with a fucked up hand. You know, how am I going to, you know, represent the gun show with some fucking bum ass finger when I'm curling 5-pound weight dumbbells, 5-pound curls? Get the fuck out of here. I only do 12-ounce curls, 16-ounce, depending on the size of the beer can. But I've been getting out there on the trail, and I found this one that was 8.4 miles or something like that, and about 1,000 foot of elevation gain. And so I'm driving out there and found this fucking trail, which it was like completely overgrown. But as I'm going, I fucking hit one of those big ass potholes and fucked my car up. But that's another story altogether. But so I go on this trail and I'm fucking hiking it out, and there's this. You know, it's overgrown. It's, you know, it's like it's got fucking vines and shit everywhere. There's tons of insects and wildlife all over the place. And I'm like, you know, you can tell if you've ever been on an old fucking trail that people don't visit, you can tell it's like, wow, this is wild. This is a different kind of trail. You might have to fucking, you know, jump over bushes or find another way because there's trees falling over that, you know, are blocking your way. And it's just, It's not really, it's not really, how do I describe this? It's just not a good hiking experience where you can just easily go through it. For some of you, that's a good thing because you like the adventuristic type of, is that a word? Adventuristic. You like the austere type of trail, which to some regards is appealing. But I don't like the bees. I don't like fucking insects fucking with me, which is what usually happens on those. And so off we go. I brought my dog Zia. We were off we going into the wild. And so we end up getting about halfway through, and then there's this overlook. There's like a sign on the trail, that says this is Spy Rock, which is it's this overlook that looks over the valley where we just came from a park. So I was like, let's do that. And then it ends up being about adding another mile out, mile back, I believe, or somewhere around there, and sat there kind of during the sunset. And as I'm sitting there, I'm like, wait a second. I'm 5 miles away and it's sunset. Like, what the fuck am I doing out here? I'm going to get eaten by a goddamn bear. So, I'm like, this sunset is beautiful. I took a picture. My dog was like, looked at this cliff and she was, no fucking way, boss. I'm not going near there. I'm like, come here, pup. And she's like, fuck you. I'll push you off this goddamn thing before I get close to that fucking cliff. So she's very aware of heights, which is awesome because I don't want her to like try and pull me off if I'm on a leash with her or something near a cliff, because there's tons of them out here. It's such a beautiful place in Arkansas, but it's like there's so many fucking ways to die here. And I'm going to talk about some of the other ways to die. But so we're going. I'm like, fuck it, this is beautiful, but we got to go back to the car. And so we're going, run into a few bees that want to take my goddamn head off. Those motherfuckers are like straight towards my fucking head. I found a very successful means of avoiding them. So they come up and you hear them go, and they start getting closer. And I wait till they're just about to fucking land on me and get behind me so they can land on my backpack or whatever the fuck it is. And then I book it, so as I'm like doing this, because it's happened fucking 20 plus times on this trip, as we're getting towards the end, we're about fucking mile. Now mind you, this is a fucking 10-mile hike at this point, total, after I took that detour and I'm going back. So it's getting dark because remember, I left at fucking sunset from the cliff. Fucking idiot. I had a flashlight, I'm very confident in the woods. I didn't have any fear of that. But then I was like thinking like, this is a really austere type of trail. I just don't know. My dog, one of her benefits is that she's like a pathfinder for me. Like there's been times where literally I have been hiking late in the dark and at night and she guides the way. I'm not even joking. If you ever run into Mark, he'll tell you the story of how I made it off of Lake of the Angels in Washington down this fucking massive mountain in basically pitch black, and it was because of my dog, and she was a little puppy at the time. It was crazy. So she has a sense about her that she can see, like even if a trail is overgrown, she can kind of tell she's supposed to go a certain way. So that's kind of what was happening this time. But anyway, even though it's gray, I would describe the woods and the time of day as gray because it was not dark out. I could see the sun above, but the light was just not. It was just not entering into the canopy of the forest. And some parts were thick, and so in terms of the foliage, and some were not. So it's like it's gray. It's gray, even though you could see light ahead. The light's not entering. So as we're going down this, I hear this fucking bee in the gray section of the fucking forest, and as I'm doing the. And I'm like, motherfucker. And I could barely see because it's dark in that section of trees. And so I'm running, and the thing is like, it's on me. Some might say that running from bees is not a good thing and you shouldn't show fear and shit, but I say fuck that. And I'm like, I've had great success with running away from the bees. And I do the same thing every time. I just wait till they just zip past my head, and then I go, fucking go! And I yell at my dog, and she runs and shows me the way. But I take about 3 steps and I roll my fucking ankle. as I'm going because again it's dark out and I can't fucking see. Roll my ankle and I'm like, no, and I'm hobbling down this fucking trail and the bee is just zipping around me. For whatever reason, the thing just zipped off and didn't fucking get me. Maybe he felt bad for me. He's like, you old fuck. I thought this was gonna be a challenge.